What's up, everybody? I'm Lou, and this is Metal Lens Reviews. Welcome to my channel. So, if this happens to be your first time here, you check it out, you like what you see, thank you. Please do me that favor of like, comment, subscribe. As I mentioned before, it really helps me grow the channel, spread it to the masses, and of course motivates me, provide you guys more content to watch. Alright, so, I haven't done this Russian beauty in a while. Multilingual, multi-talented Russian singer Alisa Supronova, and this is kind of cool. I mentioned like she sings in many different languages in and around the region of Russia. Russia's pretty big, and every I want to say the further away you get, there's different influences. A lot of Turkic influences, Central Asian, and she knows the majority of these languages and sings them. You know, this one in particular, it's sung in avar, which is a language from Dagestan, which is a country not too far away from Russia. They got their own culture, everything going on, and the song is called Sabina. Like I said, it's the first time listening to this song, and I'm interested because, you know, like I said, you could fairly pick up Russian when you hear it. Like if someone's talking, you could kind of, you know, most of the Slav languages, they kind of sound the same. Some are different, give or take, you know. But this is interesting. So, because like I said, it's sung in a completely different language, you know, in a region, you know, with close proximity to Russia. So, yeah, I'm all about it. And we're going to check it out now. Alright, guys. Once again, this is Alisa Supronova with the song Sabina, sung in the avar language. Let's check it out.
Как я страдал бочелялде, рохали сикоти, хечу машинай, сверухи одой бичала, хечу хуй, дудям бипачу на рахатрикия, муроздан калчоли буге бихаш, хахаб хвалка сандахи бикуларо, хварит горюхи бусны алайля, харидира жандида бичуа, хасим макифи хула.
Well, there you have it. Once again, it's all coming back to me now. Like I said, I haven't done Alisa in a while. Yeah, man. Fantastic singer. I mean, beautiful. And just, you know, like I said, I've come across now a few artists that are bilingual and, you know, can sing, you know, with different languages or multiple. And just... because it's you know, it's one thing speaking another language, being able to transition between the English Spanish or, you know, English Russian or whatever, you know, but to sing in it, you know, it's always like how's the tone, because how you pronounce stuff might be different in another language. It's you know, so this, you know, I could definitely hear. She's obviously a Russian native speaker, but I could definitely hear the difference a little bit. I don't know, I guess you have like an ear for that. I'm weird. I watch a lot of foreign movies, so I pick up on different things. But yeah, it's a beautiful song. I normally have these translated, like at the bottom. But for some reason, it kept going back to Korean. And I wonder if avar... I didn't do any background, so I wonder if avar is kind of related to a Asiatic language. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. I didn't do any research on Dagestan. All I know that it's within close proximity to Russia, and you know they got their own kind of culture going on there. I think the majority of that country is Muslim too, and they produce a lot of MMA and UFC fighters, which is interesting. Anyway, yeah, it stands out from her native Russian, but she's obviously having zero issues with that. She's a professional, and this is a fairly old video too. yeah, I don't like doing recent stuff that much. I just, I kind of like to harken back and go back in time a little bit. Just watch an artist kind of grow over time. But I'll probably, at some point revisit her again. Something recent too. I'll probably do in her catalog. But yeah, this is impressive so far. And like I said, unfortunately, the translations just couldn't match up with this. So, hey, look, if you're a native speaker, you understand it, you want to give me what the song's about, comment down below. Otherwise, let's continue, shall we? One thing I always liked about her was just, the passion. It's one thing to be on stage, project, and just be boss on stage and, just kind of own it. But I love her movements. I love her gestures, very, very into a song, as most foreign artists, because it's, if you don't have a band backing you, you're doing like little solo stuff like this, or if you're just up there singing by yourself, I imagine it might be intimidating unless you're a professional. But even the strongest willed singers, I'm sure there's some kind of stage fright, just a little bit. Maybe not at all, I don't know, I'm not a singer. But, to just be constantly doing something active, letting the song kind of flow through you, that's what she's doing here. Like I said, it's flawless, She's singing in another language. Already speaks a completely different language that's complicated, mind you. That's what has me to believe that because she speaks, Kazakh and a lot of these other Central Asian and Turkic and, otherwise countries close to Russia speak, and she has no problem. So I'm guessing, it's kind of like how if you know Spanish, Spanish kind of correlates to other Latin languages like French, or Romanian or Italian. You could kind of pick up, not as quite as much, but you could pick up somewhat and kind of get by. I wonder if that's the same in Russia. If you go to a neighboring Russian country that's maybe closer towards Central Asia, but they still have a common linguist background, I wonder if it's easy to kind of conversate as opposed to being someone from another part of the world. Yeah, languages do really fascinate me, and the evolution of languages. Yeah. I'm a weird history nerd. Sorry, I dumped that on you guys, but I thought that complimented this video. Yeah, stunning though, awesome. All right, let's keep going.
Вся красота, что в Дагестане, и вечно буду я молиться за твой покой и процветание. Пока белутся птицы.
Yep. But goddamn, what can I say? Fantastic. I'm sorry if the video was kind of stuttering a little bit there. Chromebooks, completely unreliable. Word to the wise, if you ever want to do this kind of stuff, do not get a Chromebook. And also, to edit stuff, Chromebooks are horrible. Get a Windows or a Mac computer if you could afford it. But yeah, Chromebooks, not for the entertainment industry. Anyway, what can I say? Alisa Supronova, beautiful job, beautiful voice, beautiful in general. This was an awesome song. It was cool hearing like I said, I'm no linguist. I don't know that many different languages, but yeah, it's someone who sings and speaks, naturally Russian, to sing in a different lingo that's, influenced possibly by another culture. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with Dagestan. I know it's in close proximity, but that's about it. And respectively, probably have different cultures than Russia. But to have that kind of sphere of influence, I could, some words I was like, oh, that sounds like a Russian word. Maybe not. I don't know. She sung this completely in the avar language, and that's super impressive. But yeah, I recommend anyone who's probably watching this for the first time, has no idea who this lady is, look her up, and like her earlier videos, I mean, she's singing like Chechen, Kazakh, a whole bunch of different languages, and it's super impressive. And like I said, there's other artists I follow and react to that do that too, but, it's just, when you hear it, it's like, you can't help but kind of be in awe, like, wow. What was the thought process, and the mentality, and the patience? Not just learning the language, but singing in it. That's a whole probably other, choice of words, and maximize your ability to, enunciate words that probably don't sound the same, translated. I don't know. Anyway, she did a great job. This was an awesome song. Slow beat, had a romantic vibe to it. Like I said, I'm not sure what the song was about. I'll leave that to you guys. Tell me in the comments below, because unfortunately I couldn't really translate it. But yeah, awesome. As always, I'm not surprised. She always does a fantastic job. And yeah, this was one of the better songs. And like I said, an early song too. And like I said, I might just go down the old rabbit hole again and check out some of her recent stuff. Maybe compare it. I don't know. Let you guys decide on that one. Well, there you have it. That was Alisa Supronova singing the song Sabina in the avar language, which is native to a little country not too far away from Russia, Dagestan. So if you like that, if you like hearing, singers sing in a whole different language that's not their own, definitely recommend Alisa here. Alright guys, that's all I gotta say. Thanks for sticking around. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. And, if you want to throw me a recommendation, something you want me to react to or review, I'll leave a link down below entitled Buy Me a Coffee. You can do it through that. And also, if you want to contribute to the channel and, help me out, that's, a big plus, and definitely appreciate it. Other than that, my friends, thanks again for watching. I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace.